A Fox News Alert: tax reform center stage right now as the House Senate Conference Committee is meeting to discuss reconciling the two Republican tax bills. President Trump also set to weigh in at the top of the hour with a statement on that plan. We now bring in one of the key figures in the tax debate, Speaker of the House Paul Ryan. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. I know you've worked on tax reform for most of your career. Are you satisfied with what the conference committee is coming to agreement on?
I'm very happy about this, Dana. I couldn't be more happy. This is bigger than the Reagan '86 tax reform, which was done the year I got my driver's license. So this is really important for the American economy, for making our businesses competitive in the global economy, and giving middle-class taxpayers, a break. So we're very excited about this. Our negotiators have been working on this all along, and they've come together. But now they're going through the process of, dotting the I and crossing the T and making sure all the numbers work and all of the stuff you need to do to bring a bill into final tip-top shape to get going. But we're very happy where we were. Like I said, we launched a framework of this tax reform at the beginning of this process after listening to members from both the House and the Senate, working with the administration. Then we passed a bill out of the House, passed a bill out of the Senate, very similar bills. So getting these things to sync up wasn't all that difficult. Because they're so close to begin with. And so that's where we are, and we're very excited. Because our goal was get it done by Christmas all along, get it done by Christmas so we start the new year with a new tax code so we can get this economy growing, give families relief. And that's where we are, and we're really happy about that.
So the Democrats have really stuck to their guns and complained that the bill only helps the rich, it's giving away too much to corporations, and that the middle class really is not getting the relief that it needs. I know that you would dispute that, and you can do that here, but I also wonder if you think that people will actually start to see something different in their paychecks as soon as the turn of the year.
Yeah, I do. So first of all, to cut through all the clutter and find out what the bill actually will do and does, go to fairandsimple.gop. That is our website, and we will continually update that as updates are coming out. But yeah, Dana, what we expect to happen is withholding tables will change, meaning workers in 2018 will see more money in their paychecks because the tax code is going to be taking less money out of their paychecks in the first place. So withholding will change, and that's why we're working hand in glove with the administration to make sure that is reflected, so people aren't overpaying their taxes in 2018. We get the withholding to change to reflect this tax cut so that people will actually see immediate increase in their paychecks, and businesses will have an immediate incentive to work, save, and invest and hire more people. By having expensing kick in immediately, that encourages businesses to invest in their people, invest in their factories, invest in their equipment. That happens right away as well. So we really do expect that this is going to help us get to that 3% economy we desperately want, that higher take-home pay, those bigger paychecks, in a more streamlined, simplified system.
Are you concerned at all about the unpopularity of the bill? It's been hovering around 54% of American people.
Everybody says this. Yeah, I'm really not, because results speak for themselves. And look, you've got this big debate up here. You have pundits and the national media and all the distortions. So you have a confused public, but the results are going to speak for themselves. Look, Ronald Reagan's tax reform, the polling right before they passed that, 18% of the people in the country thought they were going to benefit from it. 18%. So that was before the Reagan tax reform. So this is what happens when you're going through this process.
Let me ask you about, as you end the year of 2017, there's been a lot of criticism from people like Steve Bannon or other populists who say that the establishment, so-called establishment, is not carrying out President Trump's agenda, not doing enough. But I think that you would probably disagree with that if you look at how many bills you've actually passed out of the House.
Can you put the chart up? Because I can't see what you're doing on TV.
I have a chart. Yes, let's see. Do we have it here? This is the one. I think what it says to me, you have passed 462 bills.
That's right. That's right. So what that tells you, at this stage in the Trump presidency, basically the first year of this presidency, the House of Representatives has passed more bills in Donald Trump's first year than what happened in Obama's first year, Bush's first year, the other Bush's first year, Clinton's first year. So this House of Representatives has set a record for passing the Trump agenda, our mutually shared agenda. The House of Representatives, 462 bills, more than anybody else in either Bush, Clinton, or Obama.
And will you get credit for that, though, if they don't pass the Senate? Because I know this other chart that we have. And it is a different system over there, but
it is.
Will people give the House of Representatives credit for these for passage if it doesn't also pass the Senate?
Right. So here's my issue. So 363 of those 462 bills are still sitting in the Senate. Now, that's really frustrating for House members. In fairness to the Senate, there are two things that they have that we don't. They have a responsibility to pass the president's personnel, about 1,400 people, ambassadors, the judges, the cabinet members. So they've got to process a lot of people, so that takes a lot of time. And then they have these filibuster rules, which really bother us in the House, and that slows things down over there. But when they're done with the people, we expect them to move the Trump personnel pretty much through the system fairly quickly. They're going to have a lot more time in 2018 to spend on legislating. So less people, more legislating.
And I know
so
that if
we expect the Senate would pick up the pace.
If the tax bill gets through, you'll actually get three things, right? You get the tax reform, you get the individual mandate repeal, and you get drilling in ANWR, which I think I've actually worked on when I was a Republican staffer years ago.
Back when you were working for Scott McInnes, I remember that.
That was a long time. You don't remember Scott McInnes. That would be a long time ago. A last question for you, because we've been talking about this Monmouth poll. It just came out. Shows the generic ballot really not favoring Republicans at all. 51% of registered voters favor a Democrat in their district. 36% favor the Republican. I know that you can make up some of that ground with some of the results, but are you concerned about a wave in 2018?
No, because if we do our job, if we keep our word, if we make good on our promises, we're going to be just fine, and that's what we're in the middle of doing.
All right. House Speaker Paul Ryan, thanks for joining us today. We'll keep in touch with you as this bill goes through the process.
Thank you, Dana.